Hello.
Hello and welcome to the Keyard Podcast, episode 29.
How are we all doing today? Sorry we're a bit late in advance or in delay. There was
OBS decided to crash on us.
yeah, that's the main reason. How is everyone? Hi Rosie. Hi Roddy. How are you all doing?
Yeah. We do have a new sponsor this week.
Mm.
Do you feel like you're on top of the world? Do you feel like nothing could possibly go wrong and you're living out the best days of your lives? Support Arsenal, guaranteed to bring down your serotonin.
As blunt as they can make it. Or just download something better than OBS if there is anything.
Yeah.
There we go. So what has your week been like, Rob?
Well, it has been all right up until about, 10, 15 minutes ago.
It's not good, is it?
I'm at an utter loss, mate. I mean, we'll get the football stuff out of the way right now, but like, Granit Xhaka is the worst midfielder I've ever had the misfortune of watching play in an Arsenal shirt. The man does not have any cranial ability in his skull to be a professional footballer.
The only ability he has is to whine off the pitch.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And I hope he fucking just gets thrown into the sea or something.
Oh dear, is it that bad?
I'm sick of him, man. We've had him for what? Since 2015 or something, or 16. In that time, right, I've read this. Since the 2016-17 season, no other outfield player has made more individual errors leading to goals than Granit Xhaka for any team. With a total of eight individual errors leading to goals.
And like people complain when it comes to Spurs about like Eric Dyer or Sissoko or someone like that, but I've watched people like Xhaka and maybe some other players. Not Arsenal's defense. I was going to say Man U's defense. Like with
to be fair, our defense hasn't been much better. Yeah.
So there is a wonderful mix. It's easier to focus on your own team, I think, than to focus on.
I know. I've totally resorted to Schadenfreude at this point to get any joy out of this season because I'm not getting any joy from watching us at the moment at all. It's I'm at an utter loss with that result. I think it's the most deflated I've been in quite some time. Our result. It felt like we drew, but it felt like a defeat.
Do you know
we were battering them. We should have swept them aside. And one asinine moment of stupidity, has cost us that game. And right at the very end, could have got a penalty, didn't because of VAR reasons, and it touched the shoulder of Pepe. So a red card was rescinded. And Ceballos hit the post in the last minute as well when he should have scored. So really, I mean, it is a perfect cocktail of perfect cocktail of dominating, fucking ourselves up, giving confidence to the other team, missing sitters, awful refereeing. It's just us in an absolute nutshell. And I'm sick of it.
It's interesting, see, because what I found with any team is that someone can have like a great run of games, but then you're going to need another player to also have a great run of games at different times so that you can carry out the balance of the team. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to retain a consistent team all the way through a league. Like that's what I've seen with like Spurs now. Gareth Bale has been like that missing link, and they've played a lot better. Granted, on Thursday,
he's found his feet finally.
Yeah, he's finding his feet. He didn't find his feet against Fulham, I will say that. But I mean, that's one game out of a large load of them, and I think apparently Zidane's come out and said he never wants Bale back. I don't expect anything different. Ali as well, Dele Alli, got to give him some credit because he was one of the best players on that pitch on Thursday. Plus, I think the defense was better than the offense on Thursday, which is why we kept a clean sheet, because I think Sanchez is really forming some good chemistry with Alderweireld. I don't know, like, I didn't think I would ever say that, but he's starting to play better and better. Let's just hope that doesn't get jinxed, because when it comes to Spurs, their badge shouldn't show a cock, it should show a bottle. or a cock in a bottle.
Cock in a bottle. I mean, that's the only thing. Like I said, it's the only thing I've got. Also, I can't take credit for what I just said last. It was from a group I'm in, but it really did sum it up. Is that from my mate Haidar from the UKC Gooners group on Facebook. He was just hit the nail on the head. I had to parrot that. I mean, now we're facing Olympiacos twice in the space of a few weeks, and you in the middle. So it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse than this, and I'm just not prepared for it. You know.
I mean, we are playing you at your home, so there's that.
You're going to roll. You're going to. No, you're gonna roll us over, mate. I'm telling you, it's just I'm utterly deflated at the moment.
We'll see. I don't want to make any early predictions, but if it's anything to go by, I suppose. I guess.
But other than that, the week's been not bad, honestly. Like, nice night last night again in the garage, which I've been banished to for late night sessions because can't handle the amount of noise I make. Some more red stag that went down very well.
Well, to be honest,
talking about all sorts of stuff until about 5 o'clock. So.
Yeah, I was literally like, I should mention that in my Discord now we've started up a D&D session. Like I've never played D&D before, but Koala, one of the mods, is the dungeon master in that, and he's getting us to grips with it, and it was quite fun. Like I didn't think of myself getting into D&D, but it's a nice game to like reinvent your imagination and stuff. And my character is this like dragonborn guy who's I use my words, and sometimes they can be poisonous, and sometimes they can just be quippy. So.
Yeah. So how did you find it? Do you think D&D's for you? You know.
I think I mean, if it's like 4 hours long, I'd have to find the proper time to per week to to get into grips with it, because it is a long ass game. Last night I just got really shattered and tired. Otherwise, normally I do kind of join the Mosh Talks Discord when I can. But classes, I'm a Dragonborn Paladin. So that's me. And I think I'm a copper-coloured Dragonborn with I spit acid. So there was like choice between fire and ice and all that kind of stuff, and I chose acid because I thought it would be funny to like spray vinegar on my chips with it. So that was my inspiration. But yeah, it was good fun. It was me, Jackie, who I see is in the chat now as well. Koala was the dungeon master. Anita's in there as well, and Lurk. I think Steph was in there a few days ago, but she wasn't in the one yesterday.
You should get Dan in.
I did do a shout out to Dan, but he hasn't said anything back. So,
he's a D&D guy. I mean, I've never. I when I was younger, it was I used to collect the Lord of the Rings Warhammer figurines.
Yeah.
And I did go to Games Workshop with my mate once, and it's all the typical neckbeards you would find in that working in that shop, trying to teach us how the game works. And I just didn't get it. I was just there for the models, and painting the models. Really.
I know. When I told Katie,
because that was my Lord of the Rings phase,
Yeah, when I told Katie I was gonna be playing D&D, she was like, "What? I didn't know you liked D&D." I was like, "Wow, I've never played it before." But
I mean, it's a kind of I don't wish to make it that whole thing sound like a stigma, because.
That's all 90s and 80s talk, really. It's like
it's
2021,
People can do what they want,
exactly.
And fair play,
I mean, it's the same.
It's a good thing. It's a good it's a good way to make new friends, I guess, isn't it? So
it's the same thing with LARPing, Like I probably wouldn't imagine myself before doing LARPing, but part of me says, let's go out and create my own character and things in a field somewhere. It's just fun. I don't think I would want someone to record me saying lightning bolt, but
Yeah.
But,
The neck, Roddy's saying the neck beers who take it too seriously exist. I avoid them.
oh yeah, I remember like we showed a clip of that Yu-Gi-Oh duelist on here not a few podcasts ago, didn't we? The really serious one.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you get them in all the time. I remember there was like this online Yu-Gi-Oh game, and this guy did a misclick. You have to like nothing's automatic. You have to like do manual flips and stuff like that to activate traps and things. And this guy did a misclick. And he said, "Oh, you have to activate that now." And I was like, "No, it was a misclick." A mod came in and to judge, and he said, "Yes, a misclick. He doesn't have to activate it." And this guy started getting abusive towards the mod, and then he got banned. So there's those sorts of people who become like rule sharks and things.
Yeah.
Like try to act like they're better than everybody else and that they know more. Which it's the key is to have fun, and you don't have fun with those sorts of people. It's like that South Park episode, the Make Love Not Warcraft, when that griefer is just killing them all the time, and it keeps them from playing the game.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I hope that I can keep up a good run of it, and just gotta
see how far it takes you. Yeah.
Just gotta find the correct time to do it. Yeah, one of my favorite South Parks. South Parks sound like a nan. South Park episodes.
South Parks and Recreation.
Ooh, good one.
Spin-off. Yeah. So I mean, I obviously was in the voice chat. There's a lot of unrepeatable stories that came from that voice chat last night. Also, this week I was dabbling in a bit of Scriblio with one Dav from Bury Tomorrow on his Twitch channel.
Ooh.
And yeah, Dav, awesome dude. There is a clip that we'll show you from it. It's quite short. It's just basically we got a raid in the middle of when he was drawing this ridiculous, or somebody was drawing this ridiculous thing, and I was in the game at the time, and his reaction's pretty priceless. It was a large raid as well, actually. Have you got it queued up?
I have. So, well,
no, not that.
Hello, I have got 1.2 something gigabytes free. Lovely.
Wow,
useful information.
All your drives look really full.
Hello,
no, not that one either. That's our Google Meets.
What is going on?
We'll get there eventually.
Every freaking week.
I mean, when we edit this, that's good kind of point we can have to start editing. But anyway, right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Better.
So you want to play? Now.
Fuck's sake! Who wrote terrorist?
Excuse me.
No. You can interview me. I'll tell you the story for your YouTube channel.
What
I mean, I want
fuck
views.
Is that?
He's one of my favourite
I got it with that.
mates who do streams. He's hilarious.
Yeah, I got it with that.
Oh
yeah,
my god, Young
that's
Gun
a
is
good one.
raiding with 119 viewers.
No,
bro.
Yes, Young Gun.
Oh
God.
Dude, thank you so much for raiding, but this is the worst.
What is this?
Hey Tom.
Right.
See you in September.
It's that is strong.
Oh, sorry. I thought someone was playing on my
You have
Spotify.
joined at such a terrible moment in my career.
That is strong.
Young Gun, thank you.
I thought that was a good one.
No.
Thank you so much for
spinach.
joining.
Super spinach.
Yeah, the spinach.
It was
The spinach
that
was
was
the
awful.
giver.
So, has anyone like actually pointed it out? Like, there's the no, it's just people are just like raid. They're just completely oblivious to what was being drawn.
What was being drawn? Well, I just love the fact he said you've joined at such a terrible moment in my career. That was a line of the night. But yeah, it's great fun hanging out with Dav and playing Scribbler. Go and follow SwearboxDJ if you haven't already, by the way, because he does do these quite often as well.
Yeah,
these Scribbler, these kind of community Scribbler sessions. I mean, I don't hang around his channel that much, but when I have been in voice chat, it's always been a good laugh.
I did do I did do a TikTok response that was like body positivity, because this random bodybuilder was like, you're a loser if you've got a dad bod. So but I saw Dav did comment on it saying, well said, my man. So I was happy about that as well.
Yeah, he's a good lad. Oh, boop.
That sounded like
Mike.
a gong.
Yeah. That's the signal to change to the next topic.
Rob, get into garage.
Yeah, good lad, Dav. And his band is obviously playing at Bloodstock Festival.
Oh, right. Yeah, we'll get into Bloodstock in a minute.
Segway.
Oh, is it though? Because we've got one more thing.
All right, we'll segue. We'll get into that later. Then I
All
probably
right.
should have segued it better.
I just wanted to say before, because it is one of the main sort of topics for today. Yesterday was sort of a milestone and stuff that I try out, and normally when I'm doing vocal covers and stuff, I'm doing it not live, mainly because I'm too nervous. I'll fuck up. Oh, hello, Rob. I'm too nervous. I'll mess up, and it was nice getting everybody's support on doing the full album vocal cover of Bullet for My Valentine's to Poison. It came out better than I expected. I was like fiddling around with the mixing so much. So it was wonderful.
It's working with it's trying to work with the latency with the music and the vocals.
I had to find that sweet spot, and like the only lesson I take away from yesterday is the sense of I got to manage my own timing when it comes to this, because when you're used to doing vocal covers, you're used to kind of like just putting the vocals in as they match up. You're free to do that, but in a live setting, you're not. You gotta get your singing on point in terms of that, and I think I do struggle with that a bit. So at least if I'm more aware of it, I can sort it out. But enough of being too self-critical. I'm more than happy about the turnout yesterday. It was good and had everyone chanting and things. So that's wonderful stuff. But this was probably my favorite moment from the stream. Feel it's over. I swear it's funny. Feel it's over. Bullet for my Valentine. How we doing, everyone? Yeah, I like to be a bit of a comedian on stage, I'll admit.
Yeah. Anyway, but like the whole being self-critical thing. If you can't be self-critical,
you can't improve.
You can't improve. Yeah, and you know, if you consider yourself an artist, you have to be self-critical. And if you're an artist in any capacity,
Yeah, exactly. Don't focus more on the positive feedback as such, like not to the point where smoke is blown up your ass, but at the same time, you got to stay positive when improving. Otherwise, you're you're going to be afraid to do things, I think. And it's always you can't get too absorbed in the criticism. Yeah. Don't take them too much to heart. Is one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But good job on that, mate. I hope we can get some more vocal covers and stuff from you in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing that before we go on to the Bloodstock lineup, it was a bit of a breaking thing actually, because we talked about the album last week. But
I mean, goes to show what we know about the whole thing anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like I gotta say, like with everything Rob said last week, criticizing the band, totally Rob, not me.
Constructively,
I'm sorry, Architects, on behalf of Rob. I'm joking. I'm gonna
get Sam Carter going into my stream now, complaining.
No. Oh, shh. No.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, if you haven't heard yet, Architects have become #1 album on the UK charts for their album For Those That Wish to Exist. Now, it's quite insane, really, because there has been a bit of a divide because of the style, the direction this album has gone to. But I think with the support that Architects have gone to, and maybe new fans that they've brought in with it, and just breaking new ground, I think it is a really good achievement for them. Whether you like the album or not, it is something that will carry them forward, and something that shows them that they paid off.
Yeah, they definitely. Whatever you think of the album, you have to admire them for the uphill battle that they've been on.
Absolutely,
to get there.
Yeah,
You know, and all the trials and tribulations that they've faced as a band to get to that point is definitely a remarkable achievement.
Definitely. I think like they are such talented guys. I think Dan's a top drummer. They got some excellent riffs all the way through their career. And Sam has just got better and better as a vocalist, and even showing more range on this album. Like I said last week, there are quite a few things I give credit to the album for, amongst some of the criticism. But amongst all that, it's nice to see some great positivity, and for the fact that it is like you don't see as many metal albums amongst all the pop and stuff that reach the UK charts. It is something refreshing to see.
I just hope that this isn't a catalyst for them to stop being uncompromising with their sound, and that kind of continuing this sort of stylistic merge into more mainstream kind of elements,
Yeah.
And I'm trying to say it without being as elitist as possible, but I respect an artist's values to kind of do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And I guess this album is an album that they wanted to do to an extent.
Well, let's put it this way, for other bands going this direction, I don't think Bullet's Gravity album didn't really get nowhere near the charts, I don't think, as far as I remember. Parkway Drive's Reverence, I don't think did either.
What about the latest Bring Me albums? They must have got near number one, surely.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mix between the popularity they already have and what new they're offering to the scene. It's stuff that is also quite radio friendly, so they have that platform as well to broadcast some of the stuff on. So maybe for people saying Meteor wasn't good enough to be a single or blah blah blah, maybe it was from a different standpoint. I think maybe it was.
I don't know
from the typical listener, not from a fan's point of view.
Yeah, I guess if you're the sort of average person who likes rock music, as opposed to metal, you'll probably see this as a kind of a glowing thing in your eyes. Who knows? I mean, credit to them for sure.
So that's The Spirit got to number 2. Looking at the latest EP, thanks Rosie. So it's That's the Spirit, and to be honest, That's the Spirit had some really popular. Throne is one of the most popular songs in the modern era of rock and metal. I would say. Happy Songs also up there as well. I think what's the most popular of the new album or new EP?
Oh, there we go. Ammo got to number 1 in the UK chart.
Wow. Okay.
In fact, funnily enough, Sempiternal was 3. That's the Spirit was 2, and Ammo was 1. So they were gradually getting better and better chart positions each time.
All right. What about the EP? If that counts.
That got to number 1 as well. In the I guess I don't know if they're EP charts.
Then that kind of proves then that you don't necessarily have to be so catering to the masses and radio friendly in order to get a number 1. It's just there's some certain mix that you got to have there, and some sort of catchiness in order to keep your stuff on repeat from the typical listener. And it's a lot of these bands are like this. They even I think Bury Tomorrow's Cannibal album, didn't that get into the top 10 last year? Something like top 20.
yes. And
they're not. So. I don't think they're. Well, I don't think. I know they're not. They're not as big as Architects and Bring Me the Horizon. They are a fast growing band for sure. So for them to get into the top 20 is outstanding as well.
Yeah, I mean, and Creeper's Sex, Death and the Infinite Void got to number 5. So it's kind of. It's good that there's all these kind of blooming British sort of outsider groups, if you think about it. Metal and rock and alternative is an outsider genre nowadays, you know.
Mm.
But it's good. It's kind of comforting to know that there's still people out there that appreciate music like this to a degree.
I would pose a question for any album to come out this year. Which one? It might be a hard question to answer, really, but which album do you think would have a chance to get into the UK charts?
Well, that's still to come. Do you mean?
Yeah, that's still to come.
Right. Oh, Gojira, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I know. It's kind. I mean, they did very, very well with Magma. Can't remember whereabouts that got. Let me just have a look.
I'm quite keen to see where.
Yeah, it got to number 24 on the UK albums chart, which is actually quite a good achievement. You know.
Wow.
For a death technical death metal band, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call them.
I'm quite keen to see where Holding Absence go. I mean, they're still, growing and stuff, but I think like they one of their songs was used when Wales scored a try against Scotland, so or Ireland, one of the two. So that
interesting.
that says a lot, and they are like Kerrang's golden boys in a sense. I don't know if that's,
Jordan's saying, I'm not as bothered about Architects changing their sound now. It was a shock at first, but they're all in their mid to late 30s now. Engaged / married and some have kids. You've given us 8 albums already, in which one of them is one of the best this century. Go out and make your money and crack the mainstream. It's more just sad that this is what they have to do to get there now. Yeah, that's a valid assessment, I think, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is the formula in order to get a number one, isn't it? Get something.
I know you have to
but also
you have
creative.
to you have to compromise to some extent, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
I just want, I guess that's why I kind of admire Creeper to an extent. To get a number 5 album, they've been completely uncompromising with what they were doing with Sex Death. Even though I wasn't a fan of that album. Like, it was what they wanted to do. You know.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the Architects album, and I still felt like they retained the identity of Architects with that album. It may have steered a bit more to simplicity and electronics and things like that, but it still felt like their album. It didn't, as much as I like Gravity by Bullet, I think that people had already done that previously. Like, it felt like something that had already been done in a sense, and it wasn't much new for the band maybe, but not new for the market. So I think that's where it struggled mainly.
Yeah. But yeah, Architects, good luck to them.
Yeah,
and not good luck to them. They already had luck by getting it to number 1. But
good luck playing in the Millennium Stadium.
It'll be interesting to see where their career trajectory goes after this, and also the tickets for their album release show already sold out, right? From what I've heard.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I've only seen them once so far, if you count the virtual gig, which you don't.
Yeah, in Budapest, right?
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah. If Ghost comes out this year, you think that has a chance for top chart position? Murray Mann says. Yeah, I can see Ghost doing quite well if they release an album. Avenged Sevenfold, I can see them doing quite well if they release an album this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, the one I'm really looking forward to now, having heard the singles from it, is the AFI record.
I haven't heard that yet. I'll have to give it a go.
Have you not heard the last single that they put out?
No.
That might have to be my listen to this for you, because I was going to do one already, but this song is unbelievable.
All right, let's switch it to that then.
So I might have to do a last minute switch here.
That's fine. Normally it's the other way around.
Yeah, I know. Right. So what else is on the agenda? You wanted to talk about Apple Fitness Plus.
Oh yeah, me and Katie are doing it now together. We're getting up early in the morning to do either go out on a 40-minute walk, or we stay in and do a workout, home workout. I think it was yesterday we both did a high intensity workout which was a bit difficult to do when you're on the top floor of a flat and every time you jumped, you're like bang, 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 but nobody complained really. So we'll keep doing it. Maybe we can just get a
So what does that? So what does that involve? Is that like core stuff? And,
yeah.
And like
you got different ones. Yeah.
And like stretching and things.
Yeah, you got core, you got yoga, you've got high intensity fitness. So that there'll be a guy on a screen. He'll have a mat down with some assistants. Not in 1980s leotards, and they just you roll with them to do a workout, and it is like my glutes hurt, my hamstrings hurt, and my quads hurt. So I am probably going to stay in this chair for another half hour after the podcast ends.
Yeah, well, it's good that you're working hard to improve your fitness and stuff. I mean, I fall off the wagon so often. I am on the last week of my Couch to 5K venture, which is I use a BBC app, which has you basically can choose who motivates you in your ears whilst you're running. Oh, really? And we got the voice of Michael Johnson telling us, to when to run and when to walk, and it kind of gradually builds up. We started off like hardly any running, it was like 5 minutes of walking, then 4 minutes of running, then 5 minutes of walking, and then 4 minutes of running, 5 minutes of blah blah blah. Now on the final week, we have 5 minute warm up walk, then 30 minutes non-stop running, then 5 minute warm down walk.
Wow.
So it's quite something. And I realised that I do it with my mum usually, and she kind of is the pace setter for both of us because she's a lot slower than I am. But when I do it, I've done it on my own before, and I get so much more knackered when I do it on my own because I'm the sort of guy who naturally walks fast and takes bigger strides.
Oh yeah, like
it is definitely knackering.
I got turkey legs, so I'm just like it looks like my feet are the only things moving.
Oh, that's an interesting question, Murray, man. If you could choose any voice to motivate you in that, who would it be?
Morgan Freeman or
Morgan Freeman.
And from the dawn of time, he was taking one step to the next, escalating in his stride.
Obviously, you could do this. Obviously, God, you could do it. God, fucking do this. Obviously.
Oh, that was too bad. I'm so sorry. That wasn't meant to be like
brilliant.
that.
That was brilliant. That's very accurate, Harry Kane.
I only meant to just do his voice.
What
about
Gareth Bale? Would he be quite motivating?
Yeah, you just get a horse's mane like mine, and you just go ride like the wind, innit? Like the wind bullseye, innit?
If there's, none of our players are going to give me motivation. Fuck knows they're not.
Tell you what, though, I would probably have Terry Crews in my ear because the guy is an utter legend.
There's some great shouts in it. So David, Greg Excellent. You melt.
What are you doing?
Running.
Oh, there you go.
Running.
You reached your PB. Top banana, you will. Yeah,
top banana. Don't get bloody steamed when you're walking. Michael Caine, the guy. Here's John. John's got a good one. Michael Caine, the guy motivated Batman. That's good enough for me.
You were supposed to stretch your bloody legs first.
Yes, Master Veriard. You need to take a good long hard walk first, and then you need to run after that.
I just get typical.
Oh, Terry Crews and Samuel L. Jackson. Those are further great shouts. Samuel L. Jackson, if you see, why'd you motherfucking run? It's like, all right, Sam, chill out.
What would be the one that it would just be anyone that I can do an impression of, wouldn't it? You're doing so well, Hubert.
Oh no, that would be so demotivating.
I'd just be like,
have the opposite effect.
My skin would turn blue.
No, oh god. To be fair, if you do run a fair way, you do turn a bit blue.
Unless
Stone Cold. Jordan says no. Sorry,
you better run, you crazy bastard.
Oh, that's good. That's one
like
of your
that?
best ones. Yeah,
and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
Bit old man near the end. You're
crazy son of a
bitch.
I remember back in the day when he dropped me on my head.
What the hell with it? I'm not sure where that's going.
That was the Owen Hart match, you know, the neck
Oh, yeah,
paralysis
yeah.
situation.
Yeah. So, and yeah, The Rock, yeah. So, before we start running, what is your name? Well, it doesn't matter what your name is. It's like, okay, Mr. Rock. John Hamm. Do you know John Hamm?
No.
Vaguely know him, but Yoda as well. Running well, you are.
That would just. I don't think I could have something that would make me laugh though. That would be the most off-putting thing.
Well, honestly, like one of the other genuine voices in this app, this Catch 5K, I've got Michael Johnson, you know, athlete, runner, commanding, accommodating voice. You can choose Sarah Millican as a voice for some reason.
Oh, go ahead and go to the bakery and get me a Mr. Kipling, would you?
That's the most Welsh Sarah Millican I've ever heard in my life.
Geordies are just Welsh in disguise. They're just pretending not.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I would have something that would make me angry, like just listening to Katie Hopkins go on a rant. That would probably get me motivated, and I'd just be like, right. You know?
No, you'd want to. No, I wouldn't want someone that I'd have to turn off.
Your child's called India.
No, I'd rather have someone that's quite accommodating and quite has motivate. I think Dwayne Johnson is a good shout. CM Punk.
No, I don't know. I think
no.
He. I don't know. Like don't get me wrong. I like CM Punk, but I.
You'd think he'd be too condescending.
No, well, he's just a straight talker, isn't he? Whereas like he's not like, you know, he's not full of like catchphrases or anything like that, except for his.
You're going for the bloody sat nav idea. There has to be people that have catchphrases.
Yeah, someone with a big smile on their face.
The quicker you finish the run, the quicker it she shuts up. That's motivation.
Yeah, well, there we go.
Well, you got to bear in mind though, Jordan. It's like it's a set time that you have to adhere to. You know, you can't speed up and slow down. You have to do it in accordance with, you know, like however many minutes you run and walk and stuff. So I don't know. Like,
all right. Yeah.
And half an hour of Katie Hopkins in your ear. My God. John Cena threatening you with a 5-star knuckle shuffle if you stop for a breather. Bloody hell.
Wow. And then after that, you're going to do your other 3 moves on me.
Yeah. This is getting way too sexual. Right. Let's move on, shall we?
Yes. So we've got our big one now. That is Bloodstock.
Yes. I bought a ticket to Bloodstock last weekend after the podcast when I was a little bit drunk, I must admit.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you know, obviously festivals are still up in the air at the moment, what with the roadmap and trying to get back to normal and people getting vaccines being like the vaccine being kind of slowly rolled out as opposed to like quickly. So whether it's going to happen, I've no idea, but I wanted to use this as an excuse to meet up with some of my Mosh Squad homies, you know, because really they've been a great support system for me throughout the past year and a half, and the best way to honor that is to go and get drunk with them in a big field and listening to metal, you know. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll be able to happen. But I've got my standard camping. I've never been to Bloodstock. KB, have you?
I haven't. No, I had the option back 2017, but as soon as I was able to get a ticket, it sold out. So
yeah,
that was the only time. But
it's not really usually my bag. It's very, very metal orientated, like in terms of like the classic metal and metal and like death metal and folk metal like that. I always describe myself as an alternative / punk guy who dabbles in metal, you know. But I do like a bit of metal occasionally. And again, there's already a few people going, so it's just giving me a good excuse to go and hang and drink and have fun in a you know. And I'm a bit of a festival sort of veteran at this point, you know.
Yeah,
and to know what I'm in for. And I've heard that Bloodstock is a lot more accommodating and a lot more easy to navigate than Download is, you know.
How much are tickets to Bloodstock?
It was like 115 quid or something like that.
For how many days?
For all 4 days, 5 days.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But that's regular camping. If you want to get a VIP, you're obviously going to have to fork out a bit more.
No,
but
gotta get money.
I mean, Dan, our mate Dan, he showed me a video of bin jousting on the Discord the other day. And apparently that's a good pastime they like to do at Bloodstock.
What's that?
It's quite nuts. Bin jousting is basically two blokes that stand on top of those industrial bins you get at festivals, being pushed towards each other and trying not to fall off. And the person who's still on the bin is the winner at the end.
Oh, right.
It's utterly bizarre. And Midgard camp, I've heard that you can't sleep there at all in the month of Sundays to save your life, you know?
Right. Oh, I might have to get a ticket then. Yeah,
but it's this. I guess this is going to be the sort of coax KB to come to Bloodstock with us. You're going to have to act fast, I think, KB, because obviously now that download's been cancelled, you're going to get a lot of the download crowd moving towards Bloodstock.
Yeah, I'll give it a thing.
And it is on course to get being the biggest year ever. For it, of course.
Yeah.
Let's run down the lineup quickly.
We're gonna play a game of guess the band based on the logo.
I have looked into all of these bands.
Yeah.
So Gravelines, they're kind of. If you want to click on them.
So great. Oh, I can click. Oh yes, I can. Suck it. Gravelines. Okay, so what have we got for Gravelines?
It's for fans of Neurosis, Paradise Lost, Yob, Dead Can Dance. So I guess kind of gothic, sludgy kind of affair,
Mm-hmm.
Vocalist Jake Harlan's distinctive voice jumps between soul-wrenching screams and a blue-soaked croon reminiscent of the likes of Scott Walker and Nick Cave. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. I haven't given them a listen yet, but that could be a good starting band. This is on Sophie Lancaster.
Okay.
So next we have Liberty Lies. I believe they're a kind of rock band more than I haven't listened to them, but it says bands like Biffy Clyro, Queens of Stone Age, and Coheed and Cambria inspired them.
Oh, interesting choice.
Yeah. Okay. And showcased an early influence, their EP from the likes of Guns N' Roses, Shine Down, and Alter Bridge. So I guess, you're sort of southern. I don't know. Sounds like it's kind of your kind of alt metal type deal, post grunge type thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I might give them a go. This next band, Pissed.
Is that what? I thought it was Pissle.
No,
Kiss Me Under the Pistletoe.
It does look a bit like an L, doesn't it? No nonsense approach to their brand of rock. Sometimes it veers into stoner or sludge, but that anchor of straight down the line rock and metal allows them to run the gauntlet of everything heavy has to offer and when they please. I love these descriptions. They're so kind of evocative, aren't they?
The drummer looks a bit like Mark Tremonti.
He does a bit, actually. Yeah, I was going to say that. Wolfjaw, again, this was a band I actually did check out previously when they were going to play Download. I don't think I saw them at the year's Download they were going to play, but kind of southern rock, southern metal type deal, riffs and like hard rock sensibilities, I guess is the best way I can describe them.
Okay.
So, nice. Again, it's not all metal so far, It's
Bloodstock, it's a variety. I like it.
Yeah. Black Tongue. I believe you like these lads.
Yeah,
David.
So I saw these guys in Bridgend, of all places. Probably the loudest band I've seen live.
Wow.
They were just like and the crowd go crazy for them because they have that sort of rhythm to them. Like you hear Second Death and you just like that bit where it just like full on double bass is just like.
How would you describe their sound?
Quite sludgy, slammy, sort of. So yeah, that sort of thing.
Gutturals.
Yes, yeah, quite gutturally. Anything with an ly on the end of it, as it's described on this page, down tempo doom. So they got many of those sorts of. They're not really like a fast band, but they tend to keep a sort of rhythm to them.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I may check him out. It's probably not my thing, but who knows where it's going to lead us.
Yeah.
This next band is very much definitely my thing. Green Lung. Now, I saw Green Lung supporting my boys, Puppy, at the Underworld. Really great band. If you love very kind of 70s Sabbath kind of sound, Green Lung hark back to the golden days of psychedelic rock and proto metal. So yeah, very much kind of Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath kind of influence, that album.
Oh, okay.
He's got a very Ozzy Osbourne quality to his voice, but they add saxophone in there and big sludgy riffs, and there's a very occult feel to them.
Right. Okay.
Really, really cool band, and their album Woodland Rights was one of my favorite from 2019 as well.
Nice.
So I'm definitely going to be checking them out again. Blasphemer. I mean, this. I guess the name should probably give you an indication of their sound. Pure blood death metal, both by darkness and intensity, and progressively incorporating black metal influences. And I don't know, that probably not my thing, I would say, but there you go. If you're into that sort of thing, then good.
What I'm going to do later is just go on all these bands and then have a look at the video that they've previewed here, just to like give them a quick listen.
They've actually made a playlist on Spotify, Bloodstock.
Yeah.
Of containing all these bands and like select cuts from their albums and stuff. Unleash the Archers, band I've kind of got to know through Mosh Talks. Really.
Where is that? Sorry.
The very top, just of the Sophie Lancaster.
Oh,
there you go, above Blasphemer.
Oh, sorry, I don't know. I thought I was playing Guess the Logo again.
Yeah. So power metal band Brittany Slay's got interviewed by Bees, of course, on Mosh Talks, and came across very, very well. And she's got one of those great powerful power metal voice.
Didn't they have? They had a highly acclaimed album last year, didn't they? Unleash the Archers.
Yes, they're relatively. I don't know if they're that new. Yeah, they were formed in late 2007. They're really not that new yet then, but I guess they've kind of come to the forefront, really, in the past few years.
A lot of bands do tend to take a while, maybe 8 to 10
Apparently
years
it's power metal, but they add in more extreme elements, so guttural screams likened to black and death metal, combined with the soaring walls of a 4-octave mezzo-soprano in power metal style. So, yeah, sounds interesting.
Okay.
Right. Back down to the Saturday, the 14th. I don't know why we're going backwards, but there you go. Video Nasties.
Okay.
It just says moral panic-inducing heaviness as their description.
Since 2017.
Oh, it's black and roll. Interesting. So I'm expecting kind of Cavell Attack vibes.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah.
Or Entombed or bands like that, That's usually what is defined as black and roll.
Interesting. Okay.
Sharks in Your Mouth. This band are from Italy.
I've heard of them, but I can't remember how they sound.
Yeah, they're quite. They've got quite good numbers on Spotify. Actually, got at least 100 foul on one of their songs. But I've never heard of them personally. It just says Italian modern metal, I guess. From post-hardcore to gent, they never stop to improve their sound and style. I mean, post-hardcore and gent sounds quite good to me.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
King Goat. This is kind of doom metal, epic doom, and but mixed with prog, I guess, is what they're saying.
Okay.
Even reaching into the dark depths of black and death metal. So this is basically all these bands kind of give you an idea of the kind of sound that Bloodstock likes to go for,
Yeah.
But I just love the fact that it's also Bloodstock is promoting so many kind of new acts that I've never heard of. And
in this day and age as well, with new bands, there's such a sound such a wide sound to these bands now. They don't sound like it's just on a cassette tape or something like that. If like they would have 15 years ago with like a demo. The demos sound still well produced.
Yeah. Baylor. Now, this band is the one band that I've actually heard so far from the Bloodstock playlist, because I kind of did a brief dip into it the other night when I was about to go to bed. If you like Hatebreed, if you like kind of slamming, metallic, kind of hardcore, in the vein of Malevolence, I guess, or like... it says here, Norma Jean, sick of it all, employed to serve Conjurer, Palm Reader, Monuments, Malevolence, Heck, Godmother, Callaghan's.
Okay.
So that's who they've played shows with. So expect kind of heavy, groovy, down and dirty slamminess, basically. So I'll probably go and see it.
This next one I have heard of, and it is basically...
Viscera, yes. It's a supergroup, right? It's a supergroup.
Yes. And it's, what's his name? Jamie...
Jamie Graham, is that his name?
Jamie Graham, that's the one. I always get mixed up between him and Jamie Hales from Polaris.
So Jamie Graham from Heart of a Coward. Former members of Heart of a Coward, Abhorrent Decimation, Martyr Defiled, Nerve Cell and Surfaces. Formed 2 years ago. Inspired by the seminal 90s and 2000s band, notably Pantera, Meshuggah, At the Gates, The Black Dahlia Murder, and Killswitch, they combine these influences with modern tech death and deathcore flavors. I mean, this sounds right up your street, KB.
Oh yeah, I listened to the album last year. I thought it was quite good. Probably not good enough in my taste to reach the top 20.
And as Gregson points out, they used to be called King Mabel, but they had to change their name. Very, very good. Right.
And then it's 5 years, Big Daddy V.
Yeah, Big Daddy V, the world's largest love machine. God, what a reference. Winter Phileth.
Is that what it says?
Yes, it is. Well, I only know that because I clicked on it.
Winter Phileth.
Yeah.
Winter Phileth.
The double L. It's the double L. It's got the Welsh double L.
Yeah.
Winter Philclef. Is that how you pronounce the double L?
Are they
Winter
from?
Philclef.
Where are they
No,
from?
they're not. They're not Welsh, I don't think. Let's see. I mean, by the logo, I guess you can tell what sort of genre they are. But yeah, black metal, basically.
Yeah.
What makes me laugh, though, about this band is that they look like basically a bunch of blokes. If you go on the video briefly and go to the lead singer, he basically just looks like a guy. You can skip to around 1 minute 40. He just looks like a bloke, doesn't he?
Where are you playing today, Daddy?
Yeah, well, I like the approach to it. No corpse paint, just you are
who you are.
You've walked out of the Carphone warehouse and you've put on your guitar, and it's time to rock.
Oh, got a phone call on my 3 mobile.
Yeah, they were going to support. These boys are meant to see them Abs Guerrera in September. Yeah. Is that a typo, Murray Man? I don't know. Black metal. If you like black metal, then there you go. Ramage Inc. I guess that's how you pronounce it. They're Scottish, Roddy. You know them. Nice. Progressive metal band.
I thought they were like a Metallica tribute.
So yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? That's probably where it came from as a tribute. The band delivers sophisticated metal with power and passion, technically wonderful, and will lift you off your feet and take you a journey through dark and light. Yeah, I like my progressive metal to an extent, so yeah, probably going to check them out as well. Memoriam. I mean, death metal supergroup, I guess, is what you can call this. Bolt Thrower, Benediction members coming together. So, yeah, if you like Bolt Thrower and Benediction, then you'll probably like this lot.
Sweet sauce.
Cattle Decap.
Oh, we all know Cattle Decap.
We definitely have all know that Cattle Decap.
They had one of the best albums of 2019, in my opinion. Just fantastic album. And like I wasn't a big fan of the band beforehand, but you know I've gotten an ear for this stuff more and more. The more I've listened to it.
Yeah, see, this just would not be my thing. Death grind, is that what they would call this?
Um,
I think that's the
I'd
genre.
call it
I think that's the genre name. They've been going for 19 years. Bloody hell! Didn't realize they were going that long.
Yeah,
But no, not my thing at all. Really,
I
if
just
I'm
think
being
that
honest.
album art is just so cool. Like the Death Atlas and you know the album name and everything. The style was just so cool.
Yeah.
So it's
So that's the Saturday, the 14th on Sophie Lancaster. Sophie Lancaster. On to the Friday. I'm going to whiz through these. Deified. They're from Merseyside.
who they support.
Oh, who knows? Tranmere Rovers. I don't want to talk about football anymore. Yes, they supported the likes of Exodus, Cattle Decap again, Chris Fleur, and the Red Method. So
Nice.
I guess Thrashy Death sounds like, I don't know. I haven't checked them out quite yet. The music's dark, angry, philosophical, and downright nihilistic. Also seems to be quite political as well. So there you go. If you like that sort of stuff, then good on you. Agrona, this band is.
That's what it says.
Yeah, that's what it said. And I mean, take one look at the photo of them, and you can probably gather what sort of style of music they play.
Looks like funk rock.
Sunshine pop. Yeah. No, it's blackened metal from South Wales. There we go.
Are they?
Your neck of the woods.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah, apparently so. And they were in the 2016 Metal to the Masses South Wales.
Oh,
So
well, I am gonna get stoned to death when I walk out this flat by people who are angry that I don't.
how
know them.
dare you not hear about this band? Yeah,
I can't help it. I'm deaf. Sort
Yeah.
of.
yeah.
Just an
Oh,
excuse.
and at the very bottom there is actually a statement in Welsh.
All
you
right,
scroll-
let me
if you
see if
scroll-
I can properly.
Translate this. Yeah. No, go back onto the
Where?
Yeah, there we go. If you scroll down all the way to the bottom.
Oh,
A
yes.
storm is coming for you, Bloodstock.
My storm and Dodd.
What does that mean? I guess a storm is coming, I guess.
Hang on.
You're not doing Google Translate, are you, for God's sake? Oh, absolute
English.
cheat. Call yourself Welsh.
I got a D in my Welsh, so you'd know. Oh, what? That's not what I was asking for.
Yeah, a lot of them are Metal to the Masses winners, it turns out, Roddy.
I'll leave it to the Enigma.
But there we go. Whatever, they're Welsh. So,
And I'm
there you
not.
go. Yeah, and you're not. You're in fact, you're not. Yeah, you're not even Welsh. You're English. We found out last week. You're not even Welsh.
I am very
It's a lie.
blasphemous.
Right. Dog Tired.
Dog
So,
tired.
Edinburgh-based metal band born in late 2004 form an unhealthy obsession for riffs, merging the relentless brutality of Gojira and Entombed with the riff-oriented assault of Pantera and Metallica. So I'll probably like them.
Oh, yes. All right.
There you go.
Gargantua.
Gargantua. Progressive doom / post-metal band from the Midlands. Yeah. That sound cool. Progressive. Shared stages with Paul Bearer, Conan, and Sam Off Race, to name a few.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah. Progressive doom sounds interesting. Noctem. Black metal band again. Let's see. Wide career, more than 18 years this band has been going for.
I've heard
Sharing
of
the
them,
road with well-known acts such as Marduk, Batushka, Happy Birthday to You, Batushka, Enthroned, Impiety, Napalm Death, Samael, Gorgoroth, Nagaroth. You know, basically every black metal band you can think of, they've done a tour with them, it seems. So there we go. Exhumed.
Ooh, I like
This. Look at this photo. I love it when bands do this.
What the heck? They got a saw with a shovel on it.
I love the sort of, hey,
Hello.
look at us. Yeah.
Why I was supposed to go to a Steel Panther audition. Why am I here?
And they had a band called, the debut album was called Gore Metal. I mean...
Self-explanatory.
That should self-explanatory again.
This video is age restricted and only available on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go. I wonder why. Old school death metal meets full-on grindcore with the spirit of thrash. So I wouldn't say that was my thing either. But if you like them, then good on you. They're so much fun live, apparently, says David. Huh. And Soen. Yeah, this was a band that you showed me, right?
Yeah, so I think album of the year contender for me so far. So
interesting.
See how that goes. But yeah, I'd love to go see them. I think they've got, with their sort of style, it's kind of like sort of operatic, but with
I guess Tool meets Opeth.
Yes,
I guess
along those lines.
Is that fair to say?
I think so. Yeah.
Bit more progressive, bit more operatic elements in there, I guess.
Yeah.
Bloodywood. Yeah, this is the band that Elliot mentioned in the voice chat last night, who were on a wonderfully named tour called Rage Against the Machine, which I think is just
Bloodywood. Oh, wait, I've seen loads of people react to this on YouTube.
Yeah. So this is
Indian
this
metal.
seems to be Indian folk metal, I guess.
Yeah, I've heard of this. Oh, nice.
Interesting. Let's see. Seamlessly fuses Indian folk instruments with metal to devastating effect. Expect to hear the percussive power of the mighty dol. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation of these. The melancholic flute, the single-stringed tumbi, and several other uncommon yet distinctly characteristic sounds from India. A combination of thunderous Hindi Punjabi choruses and meaningful yet unforgiving rap verses. Wow. This does sound like a unique band. I feel like I might need to go in on them.
Yeah. Should I play a little bit of a clip, or...?
I'll probably check them out in my own time. But, yeah.
That's it, clip.
That sounds very interesting indeed.
Right, the third...
Yeah,
sorry.
all right. So the final... Well, I say the final day. We're going backwards. But the first day... This is actually the first day of bands, it turns out, the Thursday the 12th. Before the main stage opens, you've got your Sophie Lancaster stage on its own. But opening on the Thursday, 12th of August, will be Anakim. Do they hate sand? Do they think it's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere?
Yes. They don't know how to utilize the high ground.
No.
Which is bad because the stage is on a higher ground.
My pronunciation was all good, Roddy, with Bloodywood. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Progressive death metal band from Dorset. From Dorset, UK.
All right. Actually,
all right there, my lover.
I don't know
we're
if
Anakim. Hello, we're Anakim.
I don't know if I've heard anyone from Dorset speak like that. Like Bournemouth.
I'm just doing, my generic West Country accent. It's probably not very good.
No, I think Dorset is like more south or middle south than. I don't know. I don't care.
Dorset is definitely West Country. The Cornwall, West Country, sort of that way round,
Okay.
I don't bloody know. I don't know what that accent was. Then people from Dorset, let us know how you speak. Yes, so founded in the summer of 2011, Monuments to Departed Worlds to rave reviews. They're in the process of recording and finishing their second album, coming soon in 2020. So these descriptions are a little anachronistic, but there you go. Progressive death metal.
Okay.
If you like Opeth, I guess. Raised by Owls. I've heard a lot about this group. They're kind of a comedic band, comedic extreme metal band, spawned from the depths of Derbyshire.
So they're just like, right, we're just gonna knock on the door and just ask our next door neighbours if we can come play.
Yeah, Raised by Owls promises to provide you with a mild sonic disturbance followed by an immediate apology. Interesting.
I love
that. It seems like they've got an album called The Great British Grind Off. That's fantastic.
Ainsley Harriott advises you to give your meat a good old rub.
That's fantastic.
Can you just imagine like a Blair, but instead of a Blair, it would be
So here's some of
boy.
here's some of these song titles. I've just scrolled down. Song titles such as "Cult of David Dickinson," "Netflix and Kill," "Yelling Slayer at Your Nan's Funeral," and no, this is the best one. "Rob Halford robs Halfords." That is brilliant.
That's good.
I love that. I mean, extreme metal, again, not really my thing. He's got a Power Trip t-shirt on, so fair play to him. I don't know. Comedic metal, it's a thin line between good humor and just sort of it's there for the sake of it, kind of.
It just makes me want Angel of Death to be played at my funeral. We will now sing the opening hymn.
We've won a lot of people over in the chat, it seems, with those descriptions. So yeah, Raised by Owls. The Crawling. The Crawling, a guttural vocal to combine melancholy with weight, churning out a heavy doom death ensemble. Okay, Death Doom, interesting. What else is about them? They're from Northern Ireland. And yeah, I guess if you like... well, Death Doom makes me think of things like, I guess, Catatonia and bands like that. So if you're into them, then early Catatonia and early Anathema, they're kind of Death Doom.
Okay.
Necrogoblicon. I've heard a lot of buzz about this lot. Do you know much about Necrogoblicon?
Not personally.
No. It's what they call goblin metal, basically. So, yeah, what happens when you put a bunch of bloodthirsty, music-loving goblins together? Well, a lot of disembowelment, but also a lot of catchy tunes. Formed 6 millennia ago and practicing only every other leap year on a full moon, the band has perfected their brand of crushing goblin music.
Is this some sort of LARPing going on? It's just a bit of a callback.
They've toured with Rings of Saturn before.
Oh.
Weirdly. And Harbinger as well. So I guess Tech Death. I haven't heard their music yet, but it's probably. I feel like it probably would be Tech Death with like a kind of humorous edge. And apparently, the Goblin in this band does absolutely nothing. He's just there. The rest of the band are just like they're all the people that play all the instruments and everything, but he's just kind of there. So interesting stuff. And then after that, we have. Headlining the Thursday on Sophie Lancaster, Night Flight Orchestra, which is Bjorn Strid from Soilwork.
Right.
It's his kind of side project, I guess you could call it.
How many does he have? He has like
Does
loads.
he have a lot? Does he have a lot?
Well, we listened to one like not so long ago, didn't we? Like from a different band that he was in, Active Denial, and now he's got this as well.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, calm down, lad.
Yeah, calm down. Yeah, him and Chino Marino, all the side projects. So I guess I have heard of it. It's kind of, I guess it's kind of hard rock / progressive rock. Quite bombastic choruses, and catchy. Classic rock is an influence, it seems. So yeah. Who knows?
Okay.
If you like that stuff, then good on you. Right, we'll get to the main stage now.
Right, are we going from Friday to Sunday or?
Let's do Friday to Sunday. Just make it easy.
Okay.
Savage Master on the Friday. Occult metal. And look at this lot. they're proper. They seem to be kind of twin. They're going for that twin temple kind of. Occulty vibe, I guess. I'm expecting lots of songs about demons and devils and magic and
Gandalf.
Stuff.
Yeah,
and Gandalf. Yeah, it says heavy occult metal. So there you go.
Okay, Lost Society.
Lost Society. Here we go. Now we're talking.
Right.
Yeah, I really like their album from last year.
Yeah,
actually.
they were on the lineup for download. 2019 was it, or something like that, or 2018? One of the two.
Nothing like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you I've got to thank you, KB, for showing me them.
Yeah, no problem. Even the album before that was Brain Dead. That was a good album as well.
Yeah.
You know, the newest album is a bit less thrashy, but it's still got some nice tunes in there. But
I like it though. I like it. It's thrash, but it's not just full bore thrash. It kind of has melodic elements in as well.
yeah,
Really cool stuff.
yeah. So I'd be looking to
And
see these
I am
guys.
probably going to see them. I am also probably going to see this next band,
Svalbard. Oh yes,
We've been gushing about Svalbard for a while. You
they
know?
are. Well, the good reason for it as well, because the album last year was fantastic.
Yeah.
But one of the most moving albums I've listened to in such a long time.
When I Die, Will It Get Better? We're talking about, of course, but made both of our top 20s albums of last year. Really, really good stuff.
Yeah, I think it's the theme tune to Skins as well, considering they're Bristolian.
Yeah. And Serena as well seems to be quite busy. She's got a black metal project on the go as well at the moment. But yeah, Svalbard, super great group. If you love kind of post-rocky shoegaze stuff, but with hardcore punk / black metal vocals.
Yeah.
Really kind of interesting amalgamation of styles. Really cool. Acid Rain. I've heard about this lot. I believe they're one of those bands that's kind of that they always play the kind of circuits around the UK, you know. The tour likes a Nuclear Assault, Dark Angel, Extras, Flotsam and Jetsam, Death Angel, and Candlemass. So yeah, thrash basically. I'm guessing with this lot.
Okay.
Sacred Reich. I'm expecting. I believe this is also a thrash band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surf Nicaragua. Oh, blimey, that could have been a close thing. Surf Nicaragua is their main tune. Sacred Reich, Go On to Tour the World, Pantera, Sepultura, and Danzig, to name a few. Another crossover thrash outfit, I guess, what you can call it. Dark Tranquility. Here's a band I don't know much about, but I feel like I'd probably like melodic death metal.
Yeah, they do hold up they've held up for quite a while, and I think from what I've remember, they just haven't really skipped a beat. So they did have a pretty good album last year. So yeah, I didn't get to listen to it much, but from it really, I think it did almost reach my top 20. But yeah, I remember listening to them back in the day, but I think I need to go back and listen to them again so I have more of an ear for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely, that kind of gothic melodic death metal style. I feel like, that whole Gothenburg scene, at the Gates and In Flames and this lot, I really need to do a delve into, because obviously they were the kind of progenitors of the American metalcore scene.
Yeah.
When that first started, which I love,
Yeah.
Very influential in all the Massachusetts metalcore bands that came out in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Sorry, just catching up on some of the comments before we move on. Some good metal there. Acid Rain. I'll like them. Apparently, they're thrashy with punky vocals. Well, that sounds right on my street, Greg. Love Svalbard. Proggy-ish AOR. Think of Marillion for the 21st century. I think that was referring to Night Flight Orchestra. But yeah, really, really cool. Right, Phil Anselmo and the Illegals. Now, it's a difficult one, this, isn't it?
It is.
It's a difficult one to talk about. I decided last year, right, that due to the current world situation, life is too short.
I thought I honestly predicted you were going to say that.
Life is too short to harbor kind of. Basically, Phil Anselmo is a dickhead, right? And I know he's a dickhead. I know it, right? This is probably going to be my last chance to see Pantera material live, because they're apparently doing a Pantera set at Bloodstock. And given how Phil's voice was for the recent Down live stream, I I've high hopes, really.
I just don't get the amount he smokes, and yet his voice is still as good as that. It's astounding.
I am not condoning his views in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And he's apologized for it time and time again, but he was a bit of an idiot, But this was coming up to 5 years ago now,
Mm-hmm.
And let's face it, musicians have done far worse things in that time than just saying a little kind of phrase here and there.
Yeah.
I can separate the art from the artist on this occasion, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Skin Dread, on a lighter note.
Get the fucking new helicopter out, boys.
Yeah, no pot helicopter. No, I can't do Welsh.
Warning. Love it.
Yeah. What I love about this band, they are so humble, because they played a venue in Bedford that was, 200 capacity that I saw them at. And Benji and all the rest of the guys in the band were just walking around Danny's bar and walking around just like they were just kind of hanging out with us, And this band are such a huge, brilliant, metal act now, I think. They always go down a storm at festivals whenever I've seen them,
Yeah.
And of course the infamous Newport helicopter, which is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's not too
Is it infamous?
It's kind of gimmicky, but it's so much fun to do.
Oh yeah. I don't think it was infamous.
And infamous in terms of everyone kind of knows about it and does it. It's kind of become a bit of an in-joke type thing.
Ah, right.
So yeah, Skindred, in case you don't know, Skindred, reggae metal, and just party vibes all around, really. Big hooky choruses, Jamaican dub in there, a bit of drum and bass in there. Really, really cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a definite mandatory thing for festivals,
Mm-hmm.
And finally, my main man, Devin
Guy
Townsend.
with the massive snake cock.
Devin Garrett Townsend.
Mm-hmm.
From Canada.
Canadian.
I mean, what can you say about Devin Townsend, really? He's a genius. I mean, it's a word that I don't like to use lightly,
Yeah.
He's an utter genius. His album after album of just creativity and heaviness and beautiful soaring melodic elements. I mean, it ranges for it. He's a musical chameleon,
Yeah.
I've got away with playing some of his albums at the dinner table with my family before, and some albums are so heavy they make you want to tear your own face off.
Yeah.
Of his. So he's really, there will be something in his discography for you. And the great thing about this particular set is that it's a by request set.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So I think the poll kind of has long since wrapped up for this, but I'm hoping there's going to be a healthy slice of old stuff from like Ocean Machine, the Devin Townsend Project, and other things like that,
Mm-hmm.
But just really great, charismatic, idiosyncratic musician,
Yeah.
I'm hoping he's still doing the fan voted set, Roddy, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
Right, so
we come
Saturday.
off to a good start on Saturday.
Good start. I think the floor is yours for Conjurer, to be fair.
Kind of. I mean, like I said in the past, Conjurer, they've really just with like one album, they have like swept the the area of that genre of metal in the UK with Maya. It's just a fantastic album. It goes down as one of the best, really. So, as it says, it combines elements of Opeth at the heaviest and most dynamic with so like Mastodon, Gojira. So it has all those kind of elements to it. It goes into loads of it goes into like blast beats. It has that sense of aggressiveness there. So it's a band you can never get bored with, and some piercing vocals as well. So to start off the Saturday, I don't think you can go wrong with them whatsoever.
Yeah, will wake you up.
Yes,
Let's put it that way.
like Gojira on the Sunday of Sonosphere.
Yeah. Toxic Holocaust, another thrash band. Love for classic punk and metal and the flash of LA hard rock. Oh, okay. So maybe a bit. I'm expecting kind of melodic elements, I guess, in here as well. Another band that've been going for a good while, 20 plus years. Don't know much about them. I've heard a lot of good things. So, yeah.
Nice.
Do you know much about Toxic Holocaust or
Not at all.
no? Silosis. You know about this band though?
A tiny bit.
It is Josh Middleton.
I would argue, yeah.
Of Architects now, of course.
Yeah.
As well. Their album last year, Cycle of Suffering, just absolute tour de force. You know, it very, very nearly made my top 10. It was so good. You know, British Trivium. Is that fair to say?
Possibly, maybe.
I've heard a lot of people coin them as that. You know,
I would say more British Machine Head, if anything, because they got those kind of like those growls, sort of, you know, those growl singing and just. But
super catchy groovy riffs. You know, it's very groove metal / thrash metal orientated. Their sound. You know.
Yeah.
Bassist from Conjure and drummer from Bleed From Within are in this band. Yes, of course.
Yeah. So
it's kind of a super group, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, I'd say so. There are a lot of UK bands which intertwine with each other. Like Bleed From Within's guitarist, I believe, is also in From Sorrow to Serenity. Ali's in this band, and Josh is also in Architects. Then Scott Kennedy also filled in for While She Sleeps when I saw them at Budapest. You know, it goes above and beyond everywhere you go. They always take the weather with them.
Yeah. Ginger. And this band, Ukrainian metal band, I believe.
They really they really broke through in a like they were like one of those bands.
Huge way.
Yeah,
in a huge way.
When music reactions started getting popular on YouTube, like this was the band that people were eyeing up a lot to like do the reactions on, because they saw them in the studio and they saw the power on her voice, and we were just like, whoa, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, very, very powerful vocalist indeed. Basically, I never even heard of them before going to download 2019, I think it was, when they were first there. And the tent was completely packed out for them. And they just ascended so rapidly to the top.
Yeah.
You know? For that reason, it's, you know, I guess the reaction video phenomenon could have played a hand in that, you know. But
this is why bands.
From what I've heard, I do like the music as well.
This is why. Sorry, I was going to say this is why Download needs to pay more attention to the fandom of bands to see whether they should play on the stage or in the tent, or maybe make the tent bigger. I don't know if they can.
Yeah, it's they caught the flame at the right time, you know, with their sound and everything. Kind of progressive metal, I guess, with death growls and clean singing in equal measure from Tatiana. And she does them so well. I'll probably see it. Violence. This is actually Rob Flynn and Phil Demmel's hardcore crossover thrash band, I guess you could call it. Before Rob and Phil formed Machine Head.
Isn't Phil? Phil's not in the band though anymore, is he?
I very much doubt. I think Phil Demmel is. Rob Flynn, I'm not expecting to be in the group at this point. But I believe Phil Demmel is still in this band. They've only released like a couple of albums. But yeah, Bay Area thrash, crossover thrash. I mean, that sounds like my type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Bury Tomorrow. We've already gushed about this band and how great they are numerous times.
Oh, yes.
I guess I'll leave this one to you as well.
Yeah. Well, Chris Dawson kind of looks like Padge from Bullet for My Valentine. That's what I'll say. No, they're all top guys, and whenever they've shown a lot of support to my vocal covers in the past when I covered Gods and Machines and things like that. So, you know, they're always one for the community, and it shows in a massive way. They're very just like a band of the people. I think that's a good way to describe them.
Them and While She Sleeps. You know,
Yeah.
They should probably do a kind of for the
Co-headline.
people tour. Yeah, you know,
For the people. We the people. Yeah.
yeah. Bloody what are they called? Jack Swagger.
Yeah.
Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter tour. Yeah, you know, Cannibal, really good album from last year.
Yeah.
I've already seen them, I believe, with you as well at Download, and the amount of fan fervor for this group, you know,
Yeah.
very, very good band live.
Absolutely.
Paradise Lost.
They also had a well-acclaimed album last year.
Yes. Yeah, you know, I thought the album was all right last year. I probably need to look up their classics, you know, to appreciate them. But they're one of those bands that have kind of, for some reason, always eluded me. I just haven't made a start on them, really.
Yeah, same here. So there's not a lot I can say. Besides
I know Tom De Silva's a fan of this lot. So kind of, I guess, gothic / doom metal, you know,
Yeah.
is the best way I can describe it. So I'll probably be into that, you know.
Okay.
And Dimmu Borgir. Do you know?
Yeah, I know a fair bit. I think I'm not a big fan of the later stuff that they've done. Except it sounds like they're going for more, like a bit more catchy songs in their later years, but they had some classics back in back a few years ago. Can't name them off the top of my head. But you know, in that Interdimensional Summit, there's another one, Council of Wolves and Snakes or something like that, and it just sounds like the beginning to a Super Mario 64 boss or something.
So what is it, like? Kind of symphonic black
metal? Yeah,
death metal, kind of Behemoth. Is that fair to say? Vibes.
Behemoth mixed with Cradle of Filth, I would say, along those lines.
All right, I'll probably if that's your thing, then fair enough. But that's probably not my thing, I would say. And yes, Merciful Fate.
Gateways, though.
It was going to be Merciful Fate on the Saturday as the headliner, but they've disappeared from the website. So I guess that means they've unfortunately pulled out. But it means we're hopefully going to get a new headliner, which is
either a new headliner or people like to stick with Dimmu Borgir. So see what happens.
See what happens. Right. And finally, we come to Sunday. Unto Others. Oh, man, this band. I got to thank Stay Puft for introducing me to this band. Formerly known as Idle Hands. This band, I guess, the best way to describe this band are kind of... If Sisters of Mercy decided to incorporate Iron Maiden style riffs.
Okay.
That's the best. So gothic metal, very typo, very kind of driving 80s aesthetic. Really, 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 really cool. And I can't wait to see them. Their album, it's their only album, I believe, Mana, is fantastic. Goth Nuobum. Yes, that's a good way to put it, David.
Nice. All right.
Oh, you think something is up with the website, Greg? So Merciful Fate is still headlining. Oh, well, I guess if Merciful Fate do go on, I mean, for the Saturday, I guess, They're King Diamond's band, and Metallica have covered a bunch of their songs on. Well, he did the medley called "Merciful Fate" on Garage Inc. That's about the extent of my knowledge with them, really. I guess I believe Greg said if you like Venom, the band Venom, also known as Venom Inc., then you probably like. It's kind of Nawabum influence, kind of classic heavy metal styling, bit of black metal in there, I guess. It's the best way I can describe Merciful Fate. Right, Butcher Babies next on the Sunday. Do you know much about Butcher Babies?
I've heard of them. They're like, I don't know. I can't remember what they sounded like. That's my problem.
They're kind. I guess I've only heard like a handful of tunes from them. Sort of bit of metalcore, bit of new metal in there, I guess. Hard rock kind of in there.
Yeah.
Melodic, I'll probably have to give them a deep dive at some point,
Okay. Yeah, something along those lines.
Diamond Head. Here we go. Now we're talking. So this band, very influential on Metallica, of course. Cover Metallica. They're probably best known, Diamond Head, for their song "Am I Evil," which Metallica covered.
Mm-hmm.
And "It's Electric" and "The Prince," all great songs from Garage Inc. Just kind of one of the kind of forerunners and vanguards of that new wave of British heavy metal movement in the early 80s. So this is very much going to be a Gregsolent sort of day from here on out. Life of Agony.
They got, I think, was it 2019? They had an acclaimed album as well.
Life of Agony.
Yeah, I remember them having one that was rated highly on people's lists. Best known for the debut album River Runs Red, shared stages with the biggest names, including Metallica, Black Sabbath, and Slipknot. So they're kind of one of those bands that kind of came out in the 90s with that kind of very much that sort of metallic sound that's very riff orientated and has includes the likes of Helmet and Handsome and bands like that. Mm-hmm. Nice.
So it's weird. I tried Life of Agony, and I couldn't really get into them that much. I'll probably try again now that I'm fully embedded in that kind of style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. Orange Goblin.
Sounds like a craft beer drink.
Orange Goblin. They've pretty much been a mainstay, I guess, of the UK metal scene for years and years and years. Very stoner metal, lots of riffs and doom kind of vibes to it. I've heard a handful of stuff from them, which I think is really, really good. So I'll probably give them a listen. Black Dahlia Murder. Really, really like their most recent record, Verminous. It was very, very good. In fact, this is one of the bands that Bees kind of, I guess, turned me on to really last year through Mosh Talks. Melodic death metal, I guess, is the best way you can describe it.
I'd say so, yeah.
We're kind of piercing high vocals.
Yeah.
Which I'm not usually into, but I think this lot have got something about them,
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Trevor, the vocalist, he comes across as a very articulate and cool guy on Mosh Talks when Bees interviewed him. So, yeah.
Happy
Great
days.
stuff. Glory Hammer. Very much a Dan band, this.
The 3 syllables.
Yeah, the 3 syllable. 4 syllables, technically.
But
he did say that he did have his rule of power metal from our download vlog, which was you have to have 3 or 4 syllables.
Dragon Force,
if you're
Glory
a power
Hammer.
Sabaton.
Yeah.
I mean, the description really says itself about what sort of band this lot are. And lo, planet Earth had been destroyed by the Hootsman. Is he Scottish, the Hootsman? with an explosion so powerful it ripped a hole in the very fabric of space-time, and yet Zargafrax was still not defeated, for he managed to use his last sheds of power to escape through the dimensional rift. I mean, you get the idea. It's space-orientated power metal,
Wow.
you know, in its cheesiest form, you know.
I love it.
Saxon.
Classic.
Legendary new wave of British heavy metal band. Really, I think Saxon, Motorhead, and Maiden, and possibly Priest, who we'll get onto, were the sort of pioneers of that movement in the early '80s. You know,
Yeah. But
and I did meet the guitar player from Saxon once. I was in the lanes in Brighton, and can't remember what his name was, unfortunately. I believe he's one of the newer guitar players in the band. But me and my uncle were looking through the lanes in Brighton. He was like, "Oh, you're right, Tony. How's it going?" He's like, "Oh, not bad, not bad." I almost had to deputise for Phil Campbell from Motorhead recently, though. And I'm just standing there like, "Oh my god," you know. And it's ironic, really, in a sad way, that he was saying he had to deputise for Phil Campbell from Motorhead, because a few days later, Lemmy passed away. This was in around Christmas 2015. And I was, thinking, oh, God, I hope Phil Campbell's all right. And it turns out that, it was the other member of Motorhead that was...
yeah.
So it was one of those kind of Saxon based anecdote, well, the only Saxon based anecdote I have, I guess. Just classic heavy metal vibes, I guess.
Yeah. All right, and finally...
full-on Gregson band, of course. And speaking of full-on Gregson bands, we have Judas Priest.
My boys.
What can you say about Judas Priest, really?
That hasn't been said already.
Absolute icons, you know? And...
50 years just speaks for itself.
And the fact that Rob Halford... Sorry, Rob Flynn on the brain. Rob Halford is still out there doing what he does.
You got another coming.
And he still hasn't missed a beat, presumably, you know? Live. I've still heard they're great, you know? Just a legendary metal band. What can I say, really?
Legendary metal band, gone through
good way to cap off a metal festival with a band that is very metal indeed. So
going from the back to breaking the law and things, and they've just gone through. I can't name a band that has gone through as many changes as they have in terms of music. It's staggering. It is so staggering, and it goes to show how much of a legacy they have left. It's unreal.
Awesome.
For sure. So there we go.
Well, I don't know if I've coaxed you into considering getting a Bloodstock ticket, but there you go. That's the lineup so far. Anyway,
I'm considering.
I'm looking forward to it for sure. There's not many bands on that lineup that are like proper hardcore favorites of mine. You know, but there's definitely bands on there that I really like, and this is more a case of I'm going to kind of quench my festival first and to hang out with awesome people, and to experience just something different, than download for once.
Yeah.
So there we go. Bloodstock. Right. We're going to speed hastily forward because apparently your girlfriend is getting her vaccine.
She is.
In about half an hour.
Yes. So I think Daft Debates will probably have to wait until next week, I'm afraid. So we'll have to just...
Yeah, no problem. Let's just get on to listen to this very quickly. So what is your one for me, KB?
Okay, so a band... Thank you for listening. Good night. No, a band.
a band.
Have you heard of a band called Trash Boat?
I've heard of a band. Yeah. No, I have heard of Trash Boat. They're actually, funnily enough, this week I went to Tring, where they're from.
Really?
And they wrote a song about.
Nice. So basically,
yeah. Very, very, very local. Very local. I'm not, without doxing myself, they are very much a kind of local favourite of mine, I guess.
Yeah. So they're a British punk rock band formed in St Albans in 2014, so quite recent, I'd say, featuring Toby Duncan on vocals, Dan Bostock on rhythm guitar, Ryan Hislop on lead, James Grayson on bass, and Oakley Moffat on drums. Now, the last album they had was Crown Shiners back in 2018. And the recent single that they've come out with, He's So Good. Now, this album is... This single itself has got pretty particular lyrical themes in to do with the LGBTQIA plus movement, and you'll hear it in the lyrics themselves when you listen through. But like they said in an interview, mercifully, my background is love and support, Duncan says. I come from a family who never expected me to be anything other than myself, and will always be thankful for that. I never felt the need to announce that I felt differently because I didn't feel different in a way that was upsetting me. I have a brother, a cousin, and an uncle, all gay. No issues, just love. I too was interested in men the same way I was with women, and reserved my right to be attracted to anyone human in the world, regardless of their gender / orientation or whatever. Why box myself in? A label seems limiting. I just felt like me and felt comfortable being so with the support of my family and friends. So yeah, that is pretty much what reflects the song reflects in itself. So the song itself is called He's So Good. And like I said, it features these sorts of themes. So have you got it queued up?
I do indeed, yep.
Okay. So on go after 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, go.
I couldn't paint you a picture with 1,000 words. He discovered the truth from things he overheard. They have a son.
Very interesting kind of... You got good headphones. It's very kind of interesting binaural percussion going on.
Yeah. I just love the riff in this as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it is such a catchy
Get it.
chorus.
Get it. I can see you covering this, mate. He's got that sort of tenory range.
No, really good.
I can do highs like that. It depends, like how I warm up, I think.
I really like that hook.
Reminds me of something, but I can't exactly.
Bit of Royal Blood in there, I think. Bit of Lower Than Atlantis, I guess.
Early Muse, like Stockholm
Yeah.
Syndrome.
Yeah, that's a shout.
I heard about this from Katie playing it randomly in the car as well.
Wow, alright.
I was like, who's this? It's like Trash Boat. I was like,
So you didn't know much about Trash Boat before this song then?
I did know about Trash Boat. I mean, I didn't know about this song.
was never here. It makes me want to scream.
So
Wow.
there we go. He's So Good by Trash Boat. So you can see, like, in the chorus, it kind of sounds like his father didn't accept him for who he was, but his mother stayed around and made sure he had a good life and things. So, yeah.
It's quite a sad song, really, but it's quite it's good that he's so open about this in lyrical form,
And I love those descriptive lyrics that kind of they're also in your face at the same time, because the song, I think, is not necessarily blunt, but like, the vocals just
No, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean. That the vocals are definitely at the forefront for me in this song. The guitar does some really cool riffing here and there. I think where it shines the most is his singing, for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt.
With the highs, that hook at the end of the chorus.
Yeah.
On the makes you want to. Yeah, makes you want to scream. The very nice kind of vocal rolls there.
Yeah. To do that pitch, I have to kind of go into a semi-chest head voice, semi-falsetto sort of thing. It is hard to transition to, but it depends on But it can be done. But it's
cool.
But you liked it then?
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. I do like Trash Boat. I got to say, I have listened to Crown Shyness and the other one that they had. What was it called? Nothing I write you can change what you've been through. That one, yeah.
Okay.
Which obviously has the song Trin Quarry, which is where I went yesterday. Funnily enough, or close to anyway. But I'm just pleased that these are kind of semi-local lads to me making waves, and talking about such important topics in song form. Really, really cool stuff.
All right.
Right. So my song for you then, KB. We'll waste no time because I know you have to go soon.
Okay.
Right. So this band, I listened to their album in full for the first time today.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that this lot have serious potential on their hands,
Okay.
And this band is called Dreamwell. Their album Modern Grotesque dropped.
I thought you wanted to show me AFI.
Oh yes, I did. Yeah. What do I need to?
Do you want to show me AFI next week, and we'll just stick with Dreamwell?
No, you need to hear the AFI song. Sorry, Dreamwell. Sorry, Dreamwell. Right. Do listen to the Dreamwell album, Modern Grotesque, though, because it's very, very good. I have only listened to it once, and I probably, probably should reserve judgment on it until it actually settles in, sort of thing. But this song for me was instant.
Yeah. Okay.
This song, it's let me just double check what the title of it is.
Bear with me. I might help you with this.
Looking
Tragic, is it?
I think it might be, but hang on.
Miss Murder?
No, it's definitely not.
Love Like Winter? Not the Missing.
No, it's not.
Twisted Tongues? Begging for Trouble?
This is so embarrassing. You like, because I was like, oh yeah, Dreamwell. I was like, you're going to show me that AFI song, weren't you? Ah, damn. Now I've got to remember the title of it and everything.
That's why you have me. Is it Begging for Trouble? What about Begging for Trouble?
I think it's Begging for Trouble.
Okay.
Maybe you guys can help in the chat. What's the AFI song that Bees played last on Mosh Talks? It's that one.
Or is it Looking Tragic? Oh no, it's probably Begging for Trouble. Or is it Looking Tragic? I'm not sure. It might be.
No, it's definitely. Trouble. It is Begging for Trouble. Have you heard that one yet?
No, I haven't heard either of them.
Cool. Well, AFI, I mean, stellar long career as a punk act, their content varies from album to album. I've yet to really do a deep dive on them. From what I've heard, it's brilliant. Saw them live supporting Deftones. They're one of those bands that has a hugely passionate fan base. And I occasionally enjoy the odd AFI song here and there, but this song really did blow me away. Very, very cool stuff. Very 80s kind of influenced. I believe that this was a B-side initially. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether it's going to be included on their upcoming album, but it's an album that I'm very much looking forward to listening to now.
Okay.
After years of receiving early versions of the songs from Jaden Davey, Adam Carson says, the drummer, in forms that span loosely arranged chords and scratch vocals to fully realised demos, I think I've become quite adept in knowing which songs will not make the record. Begging for Trouble was greenlit, at least in my mind, the moment I heard the vocals come in. To me, the track is the cornerstone of the new record. So there you go, really. Nothing else more to say than that. Let's cue this up.
Okay, I've got it.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Just for fun, my vibrant one grow old.
I like his voice. It's an interesting voice.
Do you know much about AFI?
Not outside of the 2006 album.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of remind, Cranberries. I'm getting a vibe of.
Interesting.
And
so good.
maybe the Strokes.
All the Strokes is an interesting one. It definitely in the kind of grooviness of the bass. It's very indie rock, sounding. But it's very. I like how kind of 80s it sounds. It's that melodramatic kind of 80s sound. In the night. You see, that's like so 80s gothic. It's really cool. But this hook, I'm just all about this hook.
I love that bass.
It's such a good bass line, right? I might see if I can learn it. Very melodic, but very simple as well, but very melodic and no strings.
In the nights, as you struggle, you wait for me, for you ask, beg for trouble. Wait.
It just makes you wonder what would it be like if it was longer. It's only 2 minutes 20 seconds.
It's too short, yeah. But I liked how succinct it is at the same time, It doesn't outstay its welcome.
Yeah. Wow.
Right, there you go. That was it. And that was Begging for Trouble by AFI.
Yeah, for someone who's only listened mainly to December Underground, it's that. I know that's what AFI originally did. The sort of music they did before they did like the whole gothic, punk sort of direction, and it's it's sort of a nice back to form.
So you're used to the kind of very kind of melodramatic gothic side of AFI, I guess.
I mean,
the Miss Murder stuff.
Kind of like it was a hit song, but at the same time, I think this stuff suits them better. If I'm honest. Interesting. Yeah,
I like how kind of almost minimalist it is. Yeah, so I'm looking at the influences: The Cure, Bauhaus, Joy Division, Sisters of Mercy. I mean, they definitely draw on those elements, I feel, a lot more than like your punk rock bands, I would say, for this particular song. I thought it was really, really cool. I love the hook in the chorus. I love how anthemic the chorus is. I love the overlapping call and response kind of vocals near the end. The bass line, like you mentioned, super melodic and simple, but really, really cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, vibe into that all day long.
All right.
And that concludes episode 29 of the Key Yard podcast. It's been an interesting one today. Very cathartic, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
KB. I know we're kind of wrapping this up quickly, but you do need to get going, don't you? So where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all under the same name, Kieran Benji. Because of my cover last night, you can also find me on my cover channel at KB Cook. And yeah, that's me. What about you?
That's you. For me, Rob V93 on Twitch. I do covers and song requests that I play to the best of my ability or the worst of my ability, depending on your outlook in life, on my acoustic guitar. I also have an Instagram, Rob Veryard, one word, Veryard, which I upload covers to mainly. I also have a Twitter, Rob V93, that I barely use. I certainly won't anymore to try and avoid all the Arsenal gossip that's on there. And Rob Veryard Music on Facebook, where it acts as a sort of conduit for all my solo stuff, which I am working on.
Okay.
Still in the process of working on. So, yeah, thanks again, guys, for sticking around. As always, very, very grateful to have anyone that watches these, be it live or on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And yeah, same again next week, I guess.
Definitely. It'll be episode 30 next week. So
And probably at the earlier time as well of 2 p.m.
Yeah. If yeah.
Yeah.
That's so,
right then, shall we formally end the podcast here and then we'll find someone to rate?
Yep, exactly. So guys, like always, thank you so much for watching, and until next week, lights out.
Right. Let's go and shall we go and raid who have you got? Suggest quickly.
I've got pretty much no one except for
I'll tell you who's on. Space Zebra World.
Who's that?
That's interesting. It's some guys that Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit. It's their podcast.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I have no idea whether he's actually on it or not at this stage, but no, it doesn't look like he is. He just looks like they're doing a bunch of React videos. But yeah, or we could do my mate Renegade86, who's doing Dark Souls. We've got Guitar CR, who's also doing Dark Souls, but he's doing Dark Souls 3. My mate Bird, who's doing Dead by Daylight. Or Tobias the Giant, who's actually recently made affiliate, and he's celebrating with some Pokey MMO.
Oh, should we do that?
Let's do that.
Give him a happy birthday.
Happy affiliate day, yes.
Yeah.
Right, cool. So yeah, this guy, really cool guy. I got to know him through Cameron Spence Drums scene, and yeah, good lad. So give him all love in the world, and congratulate him on becoming affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, much appreciated, guys. Take care.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Right then, I'm going to head off as well, mate. But you take care, pal.
Yeah, and you, man.
And I hope the vaccine goes well for Casey.
Yeah, definitely.